Brian be coming with them beats in the beginning before we transition. He be coming with that sauce. I almost gave y'all a little 16 before we came back, but nah, we ain't gonna do that, man, because I don't know how to keep it PG, man. We on the FM right now. We ain't gonna do that right here. But for sure though, man, y'all already know what's going on. It's your boy YTS on the beat, man. I'm here with my boy. I'm here with my brother, Big Dog. You feel me? Brian Stinson to the left of me. But you know, we got this last interview today. You feel me? We had a lot of great people that came in and talked to us today. But we got this last guest, man, and I feel like he gonna come with something different. You feel me? Definitely gonna come with something different. And his name is Gangsta Genius. You feel me? So how you doing today, my brother?
I'm doing awesome. You too?
Man, doing great. We done talked to a lot of great artists today, man. We've been hearing a lot of great music, so we in store for your music today. So first off, I want to say thank you for coming in. You feel me? Coming in,
No problem.
And stuff like that.
Thank you all for having me. So I'm just here to chop a little game or whatever, and bring some East Side Oakland to Chicago.
Oh yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. He bringing that energy already. That's what I like.
So
people that bring the energy. You feel me? That's the best interviews when people come bring the energy. So you say East Oakland.
Yep. I grew up there in Chicago and Memphis, part of my childhood. So I got Panthers in my family too. So
what state did you stay in? Like, what city did you stay in the most? Was it Oakland or Chicago?
Well, it was a little bit of all of them because my parents were married or whatever, and you know, the more you learn about God, you see this Satan have to attack people's marriages and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. And so my mother was married to my stepfather, so Satan was doing what God keep him on the payroll to do. So that's how I ended up moving from Chicago out to Oakland or whatever, and then to Memphis or whatever. Then I came back to Chicago when I was still in high school or whatever.
Oh, but that's kind of good. Well, it's not. It's good. It got its benefits at the same time. Cause you know in multiple places. You feel me? That mean you know a little bit of everything. You feel me? That's good though. You don't just be in one spot all the time. You feel
because me? I'm a music producer, so they allow me to like see the gangster rap stuff going on in Memphis and other stuff or whatever as well. It's like what was happening with rap a lot and all the other stuff and sports stuff too. So.
Oh, for sure.
So I had a chance to see Shaq when he was down in LSU and all that stuff. So if I would have been up here, there's a lot of stuff I would have missed out on. So God did it for a reason.
For sure. God always do everything for a reason. You feel me? We might not know at that moment, but it's always a reason behind it.
It's always a reason. Right.
So talk to me about this name, man, Gangsta Genius, man. How did you end up coming up with that?
Interesting you asked me that. My mother, well, I come from a super smart family, not to be bragging or anything, but my grandfather, he built B.B. King first amplifier down in Memphis. And people would fly to Memphis. My grandfather died undefeated, just like nobody ever beat me battling in hip-hop and rap. My grandfather died undefeated because he was a checkers champion, and people was flying into Memphis from all around the world to play him and was losing. So I come from a super smart family or whatever. And I've been a straight A student my whole life and stuff like that. I'm not the average artist where you just want to get fame and you give your publishing and other stuff away. You know, I come from a super smart family, and my stage name, it comes from my mother. My mother calls herself, my mother Mary LaGun, she calls herself the Genius. So, and I'm also a 49er fan. So they call Bill Walsh the Genius. So half of my stage name come from my mom and Bill Walsh of the 49er team. And the other half come from where I grew up at, where I was born at over there, where the GD started at. Over in Inglewood, that's where the gangster part comes from.
For sure. So, like, how long have you necessarily been making music, though?
Since maybe, I've been writing songs since I was maybe like 5 or 6 years old. Because it was kind of like growing up in my household was kind of like my older brother played guitar. So it was kind of like we was Motown kids. And maybe like my brother, don't be laughing. It was kind of like my brother was signed to Motown, or something like that or whatever, because we were songwriting when we was like little kids and things of that nature. And so that's what leads to the enemy and things of that nature or whatever. Writing the greatest song ever was my brother sitting up doing this Motown songwriting classes with me and my other brothers and sisters because he's the oldest. So that was his job, because he could have been gangbanging or doing something wrong and things of that nature. And that's why God blessed him for doing the right thing, because now his brother has wrote the greatest song ever that probably nobody will ever top. And my managers at work like, you about to become a star, because I've never heard a song that's that good. And I'm like, but I wrote the song like almost like 20 years ago, but I just been performing it at different like clubs and churches and other places and stuff like that, because I invented like gospel hip hop too. And Kanye stole his style from me, because he was just rapping about like getting money and stuff like that, like Puffy and the people he was messing with was doing. He stole that Jesus Walk songs from my swagger, because I met him and they was calling my manager trying to get me to come record on their album and things of that nature, because his crew, they said that I was better than him. So, and it's because I am. So, because I'm probably the greatest songwriter ever. And I was writing like R&B songs and pop songs and all that stuff growing up and things of that nature. So, but I just focused strictly on like mastering hip hop or whatever, because hip hop allowed more flexibility for me to write a song like The Enemy or Why Hast Thou Forsaken Me and things of that nature or whatever. So, and because I'm a big Prince fan and things of that nature, being a singer has more limitations than being hip hop. So, and that allowed me to write a song that Prince inspired. Prince 1999 inspired me to write Prince 1999, and also, what was the other song he had with his father? I'm trying to think of it. It'll come to me or whatever. But yeah, Prince 1999, that was the main song, because I was just getting into music. And I was like, Prince probably like the first person I was listening to and things of that nature on the radio and things of that nature or whatever. So, and his music was like, because I have a calling into the ministry and things of that nature, and Prince music. Being a Prince fan was really easy because his music is so inspirational. And he was doing messages to God at the end of the Purple Rain album and all this stuff. So it was real easy to be a Prince fan and things of that nature, because he was always talking about God and his music and things of that nature. And it allowed me to like do the same thing, and then being a fan of KRS and Rakim and all of them and Coogee Rap and all of them people and things of that nature or whatever. So it's all like been a good dynamic to have. So, but yeah, my stage name comes from my mom and also Bill Walsh.
This is your radio, Brian Stinson, YTS Keys, man. Got the homie, man, Gangsta Genius in the building, man. So you brought by this single called...
Y'all the mean.
You brought by this single called The Enemy, man. What was the inspiration behind it, and what should we definitely get and take away from it?
The inspiration behind The Enemy was a lot of things happening with Aaliyah death and all kind of other stuff happening. And also Marvin Gaye. Like, even though he's from my parents' generation and things of that nature, we wouldn't have... I look at the whole picture of, if you look at people like even Johnny Gill come from ministry background. Also, Marvin Gaye come from ministry background. Also, the Pointer Sisters come from ministry background. And we would have been robbed of this great music if their parents had killed them, like Marvin Gaye's daddy did, because he didn't want him to be into the world and probably get hooked on drugs like one of the Pointer Sisters was and all that stuff or whatever. So when I look at all of that, and that's why I wrote The Enemy and things of that nature, and God was talking to me and things of that nature. And 50 Cent inspired the hook. That's wwhy the hook is unstoppable. Nobody ever write a hook better than that. Don't be smiling. But 50 Cent inspired the hook, and he can't even write that song or whatever, because he's a gangster rapper. But 50 Cent inspired that hook, because whenever people killing music, and 50 Cent probably is the best person at writing hooks in hip-hop ever, and he inspired me to write that hook. even though he can't write it. And yeah, the enemy, like a lot of things like murders and deaths happening and things of that nature around the world that was happening to black people and white people, all that stuff or whatever, inspired me to write that song. And also, I worked in childcare and stuff like that or whatever. And Tuka, Tuka is my godson. That's the one who Chief Keef and all them make all these songs about and all that. That's my godson. He's not even in. I wrote The Enemy like before he even died. So it's been a lot of stuff happening around me and all that stuff or whatever. But the song was what it was, and it covered all the things. It covered like everybody or whatever. Even if it was people that deaths happened after the enemy still covered for all of those people and things of that nature or whatever.